But he wasn't really risen. And then what was the other?
And he wasn't divine. Like
he wasn't divine.
He wasn't the Son of God.
Right. He wasn't, right.
He was just a human.
Right. Right. Now we do know, like from the earliest Christians, they were preaching his resurrection. But his divinity wasn't at the time. It was just he was a subordinate of God. He was assigned God's authority. He wasn't himself necessarily God. The idea that Jesus was coterminous with God, that they were the same thing, that was a late Christian development.
Like the Gospel of John.
Yeah, by the time we get to John, now we're talking about that. But that wasn't the case back when Paul was writing. So the Christians weren't originally teaching that. But yeah, it's entirely possible. When you look at Islam looks a lot like a sect of Christianity. We know there were these sects of Christianity that stuck to the original faith. The original faith was kosher, right? So it was you had to become a Jew to become a Christian. And then Paul's the one who innovated on that. He's the first one who came along and says, he says, we can bring Gentiles in, they don't have to convert to Judaism. Before they did have to.
Weren't they monotheists, believing in one God?
They're more like henotheists in the sense that they believe that there's one supreme true God that you worship, and there are all these subordinate deities. Some were evil, and some were like serving God, like angels and archangels and things like that. So the terminology depends on exactly how the sort of vocabulary of worship, right? So that's a muddled issue as to what you mean by monotheism versus because the monotheism today is very different from what was going on.
Sure.